Top of the morning to you. I can't do impersonations. Today, we're actually going on a semi-long trip in a Tacoma, in a TRD Pro Tacoma, to be exact, the 2019. It's been on the channel before. It's my cousin's Tacoma, and we're actually going to Greenville, South Carolina, to go to a few Pew Pew stores. We're going to Palmetto State Armory. I know that's a big store. I've been to the one in Columbia, but I've never been to the one in Greenville. So I'm going to be driving to North Carolina to his house, which is about an hour or a little more, depending on traffic. And then he's going to drive on down to Palmetto State Armory, which is about an hour and a half one way. So I've got about a 3-hour trip both ways. When you combine them, in a Tacoma. Now, I know I said that the Tacoma was too small for me. I've never taken a trip this long in a Tacoma. So I'm just curious. I won't be driving. I'm sure he'd let me if I wanted to, but I'm not going to be driving. I would prefer to ride because I don't really know where I'm going, because I've never been to Greenville, South Carolina, and he has several times. So he knows exactly where he's going. So I'm going to let him drive. But still, I'll be in the passenger seat. So we're going to see exactly just how uncomfortable it is to ride 3 hours in a Tacoma. Because I don't know. It may be totally comfortable. But it was pretty cramped whenever I drove it that day. And my head was actually hitting the ceiling. And you can't adjust the seats down, I don't think, in his, because they're not electric. So I don't believe you can adjust those down. So we're going to be taking that trip. I don't know how much of it I'll completely vlog. I may just actually have to tell you how it was on the way home. He don't like being in the limelight too much. So you may just kind of put him out of the picture and you won't see him. But I may actually videotape a little bit of Palmetto State Armory. I don't know if I'm going to videotape a lot because I'm going to be looking at a lot of stuff. I will definitely let you guys know if I buy anything. But right now, I need to get gas. I've got 3/4 of a tank, but this Jeep really likes gas. It takes about 1/4 of a tank to get there and about 1/4 of a tank to get home. And I like to have a little more than, a 1/4 tank when I get back home driving across the mountain. If you ever are in the mountains and it's cold season, snow can happen very quickly. So my advice is, I always have over half a tank of gas. That way, if anything ever happens and you slide off the road or you break down, you've got fuel to keep you warm until somebody gets there. I'm gonna get gas. I'll be right back. All right, we're all gassed up and ready to go. I noticed something while I was getting gas. My balls are sticking to me. You're welcome. You can't unhear that now. No, you can't unhear that. Which brings us to today's sponsor, Manscaped. I ain't got no stupid sponsors. I just wanted to see what it felt like. You see these manscaping sponsorships on every YouTube channel. I just wanted to see what it felt like. I would like to have I don't have any on this. Check out the Olight affiliate link below. And I would like to give a shout out to Underwood Ammo from my second channel. This channel don't have any sponsors. But you still can't unhear that. Na-na-na-na-na-na. That's horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize. So I've got about an hour-long drive, hour-ish long drive across this mountain, and then we'll be there. I actually did get a root beer to drink on the way, and I left it at the house. Stupid. My life story. Day late and $1 short. But I'm actually going to go ahead and get off here now and get this drive going because I've got some curves coming up. And I'll see you lovely people in just a minute. It'll be like an hour for me. It won't be long for you though. Seems like just a second. So there's like a lot of like dirt and stuff on my windshield from driving. And I've been using my windshield washer spray and stuff like that to get off. But if you ever don't want, professional tip, not really, I'm not a professional, but if you ever not want to wash your windshield, let me show you what you can do. Just get behind someone that has snow on their car, and then the snow comes flying off and it hits your windshield, and then you get a free windshield washing. Look at that, look at that. And you're welcome. All right, in the Tacoma. So let me see if the seat's scooted back all the way. Seat's back all the way. I am going to tilt the seat back a little bit. Let me show you what I got. All right, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. We're in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's doable. It's doable. So I'll let you all know how it is to take about a 3-hour trip in the Tacoma when you're about 6'3" ish, give or take. So it's pretty comfortable right now, but when we get hour and a half, 2 hours down the road, we'll see, or into this trip, we'll see how it is then. But right now, we're pretty comfortable. But I'm just curious about a long trip in a Tacoma when you're this tall. Now I do say my head isn't hitting over here like it was over there. Maybe you can raise and lower the seat over there and I didn't have it lowered, I don't know. But you can see right here, I have inch of room. I mean, it's not a ton. I'm not sitting straight up. There you go. When I sit straight up, my head hits. So when I scooch down in the seat, it's not. So we'll see how this trip goes in the TRD Pro. Look at this, TRD Pro Tacoma. Looking forward to it. I've never, like I said, never took a long trip on one of these, but we're going to find out how it is and how it feels. So we're going to get on the road. Like I said, may do a quick little walk around in Palmetto State, but I'll see you guys when we get there. All right, I was going to film in there, but they really didn't have a lot. But I will show you what I bought. I bought a stock because I got another AK. And then I bought something for you guys. This isn't really for me. I bought some steel so that when I go shooting, I know people like to hear steel ring. So I bought some steel, but they really didn't have a lot. I mean, they had a few firearms. There was like no ammo. I mean, it was bare. And they had like some parts, but they were out of a lot of stuff. I've been to a few Palmetto State armories and they didn't have much. So I didn't worry about filming in there. We're heading over to Cabela's. Cabela's now. Maybe they'll have more, I don't know, but it was pretty bare. So see you guys in a minute. All right. Cabela's had even less. I mean, they were bare. They didn't even have that many guns here. So, I mean, it was pretty bare. It wasn't worth really filming either. Best part, got a stock and a metal plate. May still run by Academy, see if they have any 7.62. But right now, we're going to go eat. Red Robin. Ate there a couple times. Pretty good burgers. Fix to go eat there. Follow me on Instagram. You'll probably see a picture of it here in a minute. Everybody hates following me on Instagram because I always post all the food I eat. But we'll probably finish this video up whenever we get back to Asheville. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, just made it back in the Jeep. Just left my cousin's house. He let me borrow something that I will probably be testing tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. I've wanted one of these for a while. I'll show you what it is, but it's back there in a little black box. But back to the video. Long trip in Tacoma. Now, like I said, this was about 3 hours, give or take. It was actually pretty comfortable. I could have probably stood longer. Now, after 3 hours, my hip was getting a little bit sore, and but nothing horrible. It wasn't terrible. I've been in vehicles that was worse. My hips get sore pretty easy, so it really wasn't that bad. It is way more comfortable than this Jeep Wrangler. The ride quality is anyway. The ride quality is way better. I mean, this thing will beat you to death. And the Tacoma was pretty smooth. It's not as smooth riding as like a full-size truck or full-size SUV, of course, like the Tundra or something, because you have so much extra weight there that cushions the suspension and the bumps and stuff like that you don't have in the Tacoma. That's why I'm comparing it to the Jeep. I feel like it's a more fair comparison between the two vehicles because they're in similar size, similar build, stuff like that. I don't have a Gladiator, but the Jeep is a four-door Jeep is close, but it is light years ahead as far as ride wide goes from a Jeep. The Jeep is just rough. Now my Jeep is lifted with 35s, and that might affect the ride some, but every Jeep I've ever rode in rides pretty rough, and the Tacoma was pretty smooth for that mid-size of a truck. There was plenty of leg room. I had plenty of leg room. I didn't feel cramped or anything like that. I was comfortable. I did kind of stay slumped down a little bit like I showed you earlier in the video, where like my head wouldn't hit the ceiling, but that's the way I ride a lot of times anyway, so that wasn't abnormal for me. It wasn't an abnormal position or something like that. That's a normal position that I normally would set in just driving or riding down the road. So that wasn't bad. Going to Florida, that would probably be a long trip in that small truck. Could I do it? Yes. Are there things that would be more comfortable? Yes. But it wouldn't be horrible. I would much rather take that Tacoma to Florida than this Jeep. Now, compared to the Mercedes that we just took to Florida, the Mercedes has some creature comforts that the Tacoma doesn't. I'll show you this in a video when I do a video about that long trip, but it has things on the seats that pull out that give you extra support underneath your legs, which is pretty nice actually. So there are some things in it that made it a little more comfortable. There is a little bit more leg room in the Mercedes than there is in the Tacoma, but overall it wasn't bad. And like I said, for 3 hours, it was no issues at all. I could take it on a longer trip. Like I said before, there are things that would be, more comfortable, but it's definitely doable. So if you're looking for a Tacoma, if you're under 6 foot tall and you're looking for a Tacoma for like a daily driver, or you're going to like put a cover on it like I do my truck and take it to the beach and stuff like that. If you're under 6 foot tall, I think it would work great. If you start getting over 6 foot, you start pushing a little bit, but like I said, it is still doable. Sorry I didn't videotape going into Palmetto and stuff like that. There just wasn't a lot in there once I got in there. Academy didn't have any ammo. I mean, none. And Cabela's that's one of the emptiest, one of the most empty I've ever seen, however you say that. That's the most empty I've ever seen a Cabela's. There we go. I get it out in a minute. You all know what I'm trying to say. But I'm on my way home now, fixing to get back on the interstate, so I think I'm going to cut this video off. But I just wanted to give you a heads up about how the 3-hour ride was in the Tacoma. It wasn't bad. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.